Hello guys, welcome to Genesis. Welcome to Genesis Vocals.
Yo, what's up?
Welcome to Genesis Vocals, Volume 2, Episode 1. And first of all, I just wanted to say, we got this far. Thank you very much for all the support. Second of all, thank you for all the participants before. Yes, we are back at the same place as Episode 7 was filmed, because it's such a nice location, which I can't disclose till we get sued. And that's the reality of it. But today, I am joined with, am I allowed to use your government name or are you hiding from me?
Go.
Yep, Francesco Costello. Alright, and that's for any, the Italian Gestapo, don't worry, he reassures me you're not looking for him, yeah.
You didn't even say my surname right, so it's fine.
How do you say it?
Paterno Castello.
Paterno Castello.
Yeah.
Francesco Paterno Castello.
Call me Ciccio.
Fuck. Alright.
Paterno Castello.
Paterno Castello.
Yes.
Paterno Castello.
Just say Francesco PC or Frankie or Ciccio. You can call me Ciccio. A lot of people call me Ciccio.
Ciccio. Well, when people look you up, it's a bit Ciccio. Have you seen him? Have you seen this man, Ciccio?
On Facebook is Francesco Paterno Castello, but
Francesco Paterno Castello.
Yeah.
I said it right. That's it. We're editing all the other times out. No one will ever know. Actually, you all know that bit, but it's fine. It keeps the authenticity.
I will forget it.
I will forget it. That's it. I've already forgotten. I haven't forgotten it. I know your name and I know
who you are.
Who
am I?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Literally. Well, no, we're here today to kind of dive to dive in on what you do outside of, obviously, me and you know each other via work. But beyond that, as everyone that is watching this and everyone that is not watching this should have, is basically a life outside work and an aspiration beyond the 9 to 5, which is what that's the thing. But please tell the viewers what do you get up to? What do you do?
I mean, I wish it was 9 to 5 the job, honestly.
Oh no. It's like 9 to 11, guys.
It's 9 to
11, 9 to 12, 9 to 1 in the morning.
In the day after.
Yeah.
Hospitality and all that. I am a musician.
What kind of instruments?
I play bass mainly. I've been playing bass for so I'm 29, so it's been 14 years now.
You're 29?
16 years? Wait. Yeah, it's been 16, 17 years I've been playing music so far. I started with guitar actually, but then the love for the bass was not anything like that.
So since you were like 12?
Yes. I started at 12 with the guitar, and then 1 year after, because it was classical guitar, how to explain this? 1 year after, they were creating a band within the students of my music school, and that day I happened to be there, and later they were like, "We need a bass player." I didn't even know what was a bass, but my classical guitar teacher was actually a double bass player. And he looked at me like he could be a good bass player, and that's how I started. And he always said "Oh yeah, I chose you because you were actually cool." I am 100% sure that it was just because I was there in that moment.
That's all good things. Yeah. All good things happen like that. If you're there at the right time at the right place, and then it becomes something. Well, we hope that it becomes something greater. But now use his explanation that you were gifted and you were destined to do this.
Right? Definitely.
Let's use that. Let's from that.
I remember when I got my first bass. It was a classic starter Yamaha bass. You might have seen one whenever you see a show.
Yamaha makes basses.
Yamaha makes instruments. Pianos are beautiful. Pianos, guitars,
basses. But they're synthesizers. Yeah. But I never knew they made basses.
They make guitars, basses, pianos, drums, everything.
Oh damn!
Their symbol is actually 3 diapasons. Is the instrument with which you tune an instrument. It's a small, I would say, it's 2 metal rods.
Right.
That when you strike them, they vibrate at a frequency. Depending on how it's fabricated, it sets a different frequency. The standard is 442 hertz, 442 or 440. Please don't kill me in the comments. In A, if I'm not wrong, it's been ages I haven't used one, but that's the widely recognized absolute for tuning something by ear. You have a diapason, you
So
doing
diapason.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it in English. In Italian, it's diapason, but
No.
I guess
Diapason, and it has to be at 422 hertz, 422 hertz.
442.
442 hertz.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Is that a 442 or 440?
Okay.
There might be some discrepancy because back in the days, they used to tune it slightly differently. So this is why if you're listening to some records, like we're going Beatles, we're going even earlier, like Elvis and everything.
So like 50s,
60s, 40s, etc. The accepted tuning was slightly different, or it was not as established as it is now.
Okay.
So, try and playing with a perfectly tuned instrument now with some tunes by then. Even though you're playing the same notes, it will still sound a little bit dissonant, slightly, and it's slightly annoying only for people that are absolute ear or that are that picky about the sound. But
right.
Yeah.
What do you mean by dissonance? Like it was a higher pitch, a lower pitch?
It wouldn't. I don't know how to explain it. It's. It will be technically higher or lower. It will be still the same sound, technically.
Right.
But you will hear that there is something not really there. Even it's like me and you trying to sing the same note.
Right.
Even though by ear we kind of get in there. Yours or mine might be slightly lower or slightly higher, and it's not exactly the same, but it's still technically the same note. It falls within the range of that note.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, because of our voices. Our voices are naturally different.
And voices are naturally different. Ears have different perceptions, and training as well, and all of that. But that's kind of the way it will be dissonant. That's
Sounds
why
very technical.
It is very technical in a way, but it's also a lot about feel, especially if you're playing instruments that don't have how to explain that, frets, guitars, those bars on the fretboard.
Okay, right, yeah. The long piece of wood.
Yeah, the long piece of wood, that's a fretboard.
Right, a fretboard.
And those segments,
yes.
Those are called the frets.
Okay.
So some instruments, they have a fretboard, don't have those frets, like a double bass, violin, viola, all these kind of classical instruments. Some basses don't have the frets. Some guitars, very rarely guitars, which makes it insanely more difficult to actually playing perfectly in tune. Because those frets are there for a reason. In an instrument with frets, most of the times it stabilizes the sound.
Yeah, that's why you press down on it so that it doesn't vibrate too much.
It does vibrate, but it's the fact that if you don't press it super consistently, on the same spot on every fret, rather than being on the center of the fret, you press it closer to the end of the fret or at the beginning, it doesn't change that much. But if you don't have those frets and you move it slightly within the same space, it will change a lot the sound. And if you're not super consistent and your ear is not trained, it will sound very awkward. I feel this particularly because with double basses it's such a pain in the arse, honestly. And this is why I admire people that play in violins. Violins are incredibly hard to play, especially at the beginning because
they have literally no frets.
They have no frets. It's an instrument that you have to practice a lot to tune, to have an ear that adapts, that is adapted to their sound. So you know where you're getting it wrong if you're not consistent to it. It's very, very hard to play a violin, and no offense to the violinist, I will never try it. And it's out of respect. I don't want to destroy that kind of expectancies that could be an instrument.
By even trying?
I mean, to be fair, violin I don't feel it much as an instrument for me, honestly.
It's imagine playing that.
No, honestly, no. I cannot imagine myself playing the violin. I love music in general, and I love experimenting and learning new instruments. Right now, I'm trying to learn on my own sax tenor.
What's that?
Sax tenor is It's a bigger sax.
Oh, it's just a big saxophone.
Practically, like it's like usually you see saxophones, and there's many different varieties of them. Like there's the baritone, there's the tenor, there's a alto, etc. And I know.
I didn't know. No, it's good. It's good. I'm learning.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that those things were called frets.
Now you know.
Strings against the board, and then you press them.
The strings on the board.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Sorry, musicians, but that's what it was. Okay, all right. So,
and that's how I'm gonna call them from now on.
Back frets, Dionysus,
Diapason. I think it's called. I don't know, honestly.
No, but everyone will understand what you mean.
Someone will say it, like some Italians will be like,
yeah.
This is not how you say it, mamma mia. I might not be even super technically right on the hertz and frequencies because honestly I cannot recall right now the exact.
No, you've brought something. I couldn't even give you a hertz. If you asked me what hertz, you should have. The nearest 100, I might say 1,500.
Fair enough.
Burst your eardrum.
Oh yeah, but yeah, like. Wait, like you just said something like busting your eardrums. Like hertz, the highest, like the. It doesn't matter how high or low the hertz are, it's not gonna burst your eardrums. That you're talking about decibels. That's the volume of it.
Okay.
The hertz are about the frequency, which is like the frequency in which the string or the instrument that is making it vibrates like at that speed. Because we hear everything through vibration, like technically, like our ears inside they have this kind of small hair that perceive like the sound waves.
Yeah, the drum.
The vibrates in different frequencies so that we hear everything that we hear around us. Everything has a frequency, and that's why you will see some crazy people like on YouTube or whatever. They will do like, and will tell you this is an A flat, whatever, because like everything has a frequency. Therefore, you can actually tune almost everything to a sound. Like you can sample every sound, and if you crank up the volume enough, you can hear very clearly what note they are. Like music is all around us ever since we were born, even before we were born. Like the very first sound that we hear is our mother's heartbeat. It's the very first sound that we hear, and whenever we are in the womb, and that's why usually like babies are like when they're stressed, as soon as they get near their mom's heartbeat, they calm very quickly because it's there.
That's an actual thing.
That's why our mom, like when you hug your mom, depending on of course the relationship with the moms, but usually it's a very calming feeling. When you hug your mom, you feel the heartbeat. Like, but that's the very I would say the very first music that you hear in your life is your mom's heartbeat.
That's nuts.
I know.
I didn't even heard that. Yeah.
No, it's crazy, right?
What? Because of the mom's heartbeat, that's why you calm down. It's related to music. That's
everything.
Nuts.
Like, if we wanted to be philosophical, we could relate anything to music. Like, literally, there's nothing in our life, especially in modern society, that has not a sound, a pitch, a tone, or a jingle. They're like, because this is what makes, like, in a way, life slightly more interesting if you want.
More interesting.
If you want, like, of course, like I'm a musician. I live with music. Like music is my life. Has been my life for years and years. I cannot imagine my life without music.
Life is.
But I'm also a gamer. Like I love video games and.
Quickly, the best video game you've played in the last 10 years.
Fuck.
Yeah. Last 10 years, quickly. This is for me and my circles and anyone that's gaming out there.
The best video game. We're talking story-wise or in general?
We're talking. Oh, that's a good question actually.
There's so many good games story-wise, and then the gameplay is shit.
Yeah, but the gameplay is terrible. Yeah.
Because I don't know. Like I'm inclined to say the Batman Arkham trilogy, because I'm a nerd. Comic books are my thing, and the gameplay is good. Most of the story is good.
Arkham, I could see that. If I was to say story, I could see why you veer towards the Arkham.
Or God of War.
Go on story then.
God of War, the two of them, the newest one.
Oh, the newest ones for you. For me, it's the older ones.
They're all good.
For me, it's 2 and 3.
Yeah, I mean, I love I love the games in general. It's just the story. I don't know. Maybe strikes me most because.
Paternal journey.
Yeah, it's more the paternal journey. I wouldn't say I see myself in Kratos because I'm obviously not a father.
Well, you can't say obviously. We don't know.
Yeah, it's my kid. No, my babies are only my basses and my guitar. But I don't know. I feel a bit like I see this relationship, and maybe it's a thing. It's very common especially within men, especially like the relationship with their fathers is very. I wouldn't say exactly the same. Some people would be very close. Some people would be slightly further. But I don't know. Seeing Kratos actually opening up and overcoming his own traumas, because especially if I don't want to spoil the second one. I mean, it's been out for a while, but I don't want.
Oh, what, Ragnarok?
Yeah, have you played it?
No. Yeah, of course I played it. Anyone that hasn't played it, that's on you now.
That's on you. Long. I'm not gonna say exactly what, but especially at the end when he overcomes in a certain way his own trauma,
like through Valhalla.
I still haven't played the Valhalla thing, but
I can spoil it for you if you want.
No, please don't. I'm gonna punch you on, and you're gonna put it on the thing.
I want to edit it out, but I will still have a black eye.
Random, like me, baby, angry. But yeah, like you can see at the end, like before the Valhalla thing, like how he overcame his own trauma, like. In a way, they started almost believing in themselves they can still do good.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
wink, wink. Like, I'm not going to say anything on that.
Hey, look, it's too late for them if they haven't played the game. What else can we do?
But talking about music, like, a lot of times when I consume entertainment, if you want, like games, theater,
games, movies, film,
anything.
Just any kind of media. Music is so important.
Especially.
Music speaks to you just as much as like what you're witnessing.
Exactly, like music, especially like as I like to call it an emotional language, because it's a language that almost everyone speaks in a way, but instinctively. You don't have to know that in the soundtrack there's a Mixolydian G scale there for this note to work. You don't need to know. You just hear the sound and you know how it makes you feel. I don't need to explain you like minor, major chords, etc., and all that theory to make you feel that music. You know how like your body automatically reacts to those kind of sounds because they are made in a way that they know how they're gonna manipulate if you want your emotions and your feelings. That's how a lot like soundtracks especially do this, especially movies, and this is one of my favorite things about horror movies. Horror movies work a lot with sounds and soundtracks, and especially the absence of sound. I don't know if you've ever noticed, if you watched ever a movie, like a horror movie especially, you know when there's those very tense moments,
there's no sound whatsoever.
There's no sound whatsoever. And that makes you on the edge because naturally there will never be a moment in your life in which there's no sound ever. Like you can
there's always something.
You can be anywhere. Like you can be in the city, you can be in the middle of a forest. There will always be a sound. So the complete absence of sound in a situation in which you know that something's gonna happen, it makes you even more tense than having a weird sound. And then like they use a thing called cluster chords in horror movies, which is practically, I could tell you the whole theory why they press those exact notes, but practically you take a piano, you slam it down, you press notes that are very close to each other, and they will sound, as we mentioned before this word earlier, dissonant. So they kind of crash together as sound, and it will make it sounds very natural for our ears, because our ears are trained to feel more relieved in sounds that are more harmonious within each other. Like it's the very first thing that you can teach anyone to sing is singing a pentatonic scale.
What's that?
A pentatonic scale is a scale, like a music scale, made out of 5 sounds. You can expand it, of course.
So it's like la 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 la.
You literally just did one.
And that was it. Okay, there we go.
Because it's very natural and consequential in our mind. Like if we do like the play, like I assign this to a sound like la, and then do this, you go like la la, and then I go like that.
La.
Exactly. Like you're still following that kind of pattern. Maybe not perfectly, but still in that kind of range. And when we use sounds, they are not let's say, used mainly like very often, and they're kind of too close or dissonant with each other, it feels very weird. If I had a piano here, I would actually show you. That would be very fun.
One little episode, the episode that I have a piano on set, on standby,
I'll bring a bass and we can do it.
That's it, we do a jam session. I can't play it, but
it's alright.
I'll learn something.
I'll teach you some chords.
I can play Jaws, the chorus, and that's about it. If you can play the bass to that, then
Jaws.
What
is that?
The shark.
The shark.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I never watched that movie.
It's a good film. The first one's good. The second one, the rest of them are terrible. But the first one's really, really good. And the way that uses music as well. Oh, you gotta watch it now. I know that. I love the music, like not just the track that everyone knows, but the way it uses the strings to describe being like not stranded in the ocean, but you're in the ocean waiting. Yeah. There isn't a sound, because obviously the ocean just makes the sound of an ocean, but it actually articulates a sound of what it would sound like if you were waiting for something to come for you in the ocean.
Exactly. Like, and this is why very important to use the right soundtrack for the right movie. Like when we did, while I was studying in college, we did a thing that was sound design for movies and entertainment, and we're talking about this, and we took a clip actually from Jaws, which in Italian is called Lo Squalo.
Lo Squalo, the shark.
The shark, yeah.
Just Mariana told me that.
Yeah, exactly.
The shark.
So it was
Lo Squalo.
And there was this scene. It's the scene in which there's this girl like close to the beach, and then she gets dragged by the shark. So with the original music, it's very tense. You feel like etc. But then if you change the music to something very comical, it makes you laugh.
Tiptoe by the
Maybe not that. Now that song is associated very badly. But in general, sound design is so important to make you feel some things. Like in any game, and it's very hard to design the right sound for the right scene. And our assignment right after that was to design a sound for a small scene from Wallace and Gromit movie.
Oh, which one? The one with the penguin.
There was a penguin, yes.
Yeah, the penguin one. Yeah. Best one.
And I love doing it. I honestly considered, and I'm considering, because you know what, you're never too old to do anything.
Never.
To do a course in
the violin, not to do anything.
To do anything, yeah. Why limit yourself? I really would like to do a Foley artist course. The Foley artist is the guy that does. You see, like if you look up like Disney documentaries, you see the guy making the sounds. He's usually using random strange instruments to make sounds for a cartoon, etc.
Yeah.
And
I've seen it for like games a lot. They do that as well. They have all the stuff around them that they want to make random stuff with. Yeah. And then they just
and it's very hard to do. Like literally, I had to do that. The assignment was to do that. So the scene was, you've seen the movie, of course. I have never seen it, but it's the scene in which there's. Is Wallace the human or the?
Wallace is the human.
Okay,
Gromit's the dog.
Yeah, Wallace is with these automatic trousers.
Yes,
and he's climbing the wall.
Yeah.
So he's leaping in the thing. So, and he gave us the scene without any sounds, not even the original.
Oh damn.
So it was just that. So we had to record. So we had to do an inventory of all the sounds that we needed to make, and how we're gonna make it, and how we made it, with proof and etc. So, like this, of course, like record yourself when you do the thing and see.
Okay. I thought you meant like I don't know what you even meant by proof, because maths is a.
No, sorry.
I don't know what you mean by.
Sorry. Like my mentor were like, okay, there's some rain, so I need to do the rain. Then it's clearly in a city, so I have to do background sound, because a city is never silent. Like, as you can hear, probably they will pick it up. Like there's cars and everything. Even if it's dark at night, some cars or something. So that kind of sound. So then the guy sleeping, I literally had to record myself and go like. Something like that, trying to mimic as well the timings with the camera, because if you see him moving the mouth, it's not exactly.
You have to
mimic it as well. And the trousers like moving, and it's a steampunk electronic trousers moving around. So
how are you gonna make this?
How would you make that sound? Like imagine it. And
what did you use in the end to make
that? Was very fun. Like I remember I was at home. I was with my flatmate. He was smoking a joint. This guy, it was a weed smoking like man. It was like a cloud, 24/7. Like I never seen someone so stoned 24/7. One of my best friends. I love that guy. 2 bits. Shout out to Carmine. Anyway,
Carmine.
So I was in the living room thinking of how I could make that sound. I was literally there like going crazy over that single sound because all the others I almost had them all and I had ideas how to make some. And then he goes like, I'm hungry. I'm gonna get something from the fridge. You want something? Get me an ice cream, thank you. And I'm still there thinking. He goes to the kitchen and I hear this like the sound of the fridge opening and shutting. I'm like, oh my fucking god! I literally, stop it! What? I literally took my Mac with all the microphone, etc. Do it again. Do it again. We're like, what? Open it and close it. Do it again. Shh. Yes! So yeah, I recorded that, sampled it, recorded it a couple of times because they were like the first one was not. I think I used the third clip or something. I don't remember, but the first one was not right. Second one was too much. You could hear the bottles too much. Like so, I used that, and also you know when you iron a shirt and the iron you can do like the paper thing. I use that as well.
To him all the time. Oh, to make the sound. That's a good sound.
I know, right?
That's a good
Incredible.
idea.
I
did that today. When it's like
exactly.
Yeah.
So I did like something like that. I don't remember. And then of course my steps as well layered on. Those were I think I used something else. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Oh, that's wicked. Wait, so what software did you use to merge all of this?
Logic, like as a
Logic.
Yeah,
that's come before. So the musician I had on episode 6, shout out to Motion. He mentioned Logic.
Yeah, it's the industry standard for recording usually music. That and Pro Tools, they work they usually
Logic and Pro Tools.
Yeah, they used on the MacBooks, so Apple has a lot of this. I don't know how to say applications. You can use it mostly on those systems, and they work very well. So that's why they're an industry standard. There are all others like programs, etc.
Like what? For anyone listening, like they would be interested. Logic, Pro Tools.
I use Logic and Pro Tools mostly because I had a Mac, and at school we had access to those. There's many others. I don't remember, like especially for computers that they are not MacBooks in the Apple system.
Or would you go for like Adobe? Would you go for?
I don't remember honestly because I never had a like.
So as soon as only ever used like Logic.
Yes, but most of the other programs are kind of. As far as I've seen from friends of mine, they used other programs because they didn't have a MacBook. They kind of work the same way. They have like. I'm pretty sure they're doing it in a way there is no copyright infringement, but it's there. It's close. Not the people using it, like the people that programmed it.
You're saying that
it's made in a way that whoever has used Logic can use that very easily because it's very close to it.
There's patterns, but
literally, there's ways, you know.
Of course.
Like same with Photoshop.
Down left, right is WSD.
Yeah, exactly. Like same for like if you use Photoshop, which is mostly for still Apple devices, etc., and then you use things like what was that app? Was it called GIMP or something? I don't remember. There was an app that was very close. I have like on my iPad I have Procreate.
Okay.
And I use it for drawing. I designed my tattoo with that, etc. And it's literally
with the iPad.
Yeah, I designed it on paper first, and then refined it.
Bring it to the guy, and then or the girl, and
But the app on the iPad, like the commands and everything, the way it works is very similar to Photoshop. Like you could literally touch up a picture with that if you were skilled enough and knew how to do it. I'm definitely not as skilled. I just have it for my own fun and entertainment.
Who knows? Who's to judge what's skill and what's not?
Yeah, exactly. Like I hate I am in Italian we say I'm sinful this way. Like I very often compare myself to others, especially people I aspire to.
Okay.
But I still tell when I have students or friends that want to learn music, I always tell them don't compare yourself to anyone else.
Don't do what I do.
Exactly. Don't do what I do.
Do the good thing.
It's good
that you're pushing. It's good that you're pushing that message, and it's good that you're honest with yourself that you do this.
Yeah.
At least like if you ever were to go, look, listen, I can't do this anymore. Let me let me go by my own standards. At least you recognize that you do it.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't recognize that you do it, then how on earth are you supposed to like fix it?
Yeah, exactly. There's things like sometimes I beat myself up, and a friend of mine sent me a very big message with a full paper, practically telling me at the end, even heroes needs to rest at some point, because I always beating myself about
Resting and taking
resting, every time I'm doing nothing, like I'm beating myself up, I could do something more, and it's a spiral, you know. Depression and fun stuff. We'll talk to it about later, but especially music is a very common thing with musicians. They are very ambitious about their own skill, and like, for example, now I'm trying to get better on my double thumb technique. Like, it's literally just me on the strings with the thumb going like fucking crazy, using it like a
technique.
Yeah, it's like
is
so
this
simple.
On the fret, or is this
on the right hand? On the right hand.
That plays.
Yeah. So you know what is slap technique on the bass?
Absolutely.
Okay. Have you ever heard "Can't Stop" by Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Red Hot Chili Peppers, I've
Can't
heard
Stop.
of. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe I've heard the sounds, but I can't identify it right
Yeah,
now.
like I'll show it to you later. But like the bass line is all done slapping, which it means like literally it's composed to two things: the thumb and the slap.
Oh, you're going.
Yeah. So, and that's one part of the technique. Then you can expand it into double thumb, which is just doing the thing with the thumb. But it's very hard to do fluently in a way. And
So what can go wrong with it? You just don't connect with it properly, or
sometimes like your finger gets stuck, like you get it
stuck.
Yeah, you can get it stuck under the string, and so you're delaying because you need to try and get it as steady as you will do with your fingers.
Okay.
So like it needs to be very steady, so you can do various tricks and things and riffs, etc.
So how many hours do you practice in general, or is it
Not as much as I want. Definitely.
How much do you want?
How much I want?
Yeah.
At the very least.
Out of so let's say 96 hours, which is 24, 48. Yeah, like 3 days.
Okay.
How much would you? I don't think I got that right actually, but I don't think I did.
48 hours. It's 2 days.
48, 6, 8, 72. 72. 72. There's a big, no. It was never my strong suit, but there we go.
No, definitely mine.
And I recognise that, and it's something I should probably get back onto. But out of 72 hours and 3 days, how much would you like to practice?
Yeah, of course you have to consider really, because people do that and then like, oh yeah, we'll do 10 hours of that, but then you have to be realistic. Like, we work in the job we do.
Yeah.
You know, like we are there 45 hours per week at the very least.
Let's say we did PMs. We're there from
4 till
midnight.
closing.
Yeah. So that's like 8 hours.
That's 8 hours. Let's say I wake up at 10.
Right.
Because you're tired from work, you wake up very late. And then you have to, like, honestly, with the schedule I have right now, I barely have any time to touch my bass, which is my biggest regret. When I was younger, before moving to UK actually, and for a while I was in UK, when I just started, and when I was in college, I would practice at the very least 2 hours a day.
Okay. All right.
2 hours if I had things to do. If I had nothing to do, I would go to college, get one of the studios room, log in the whole day, stay there, chill.
That's devotion. That's good, man.
Yeah, like
that's wicked.
It was very like I think I've been at my best at the times I was at college because I was practicing every day. Now I'm not as good as I was, but it's all an up and down. Like you can never compare yourself to a better version of yourself because you are the best version of yourself.
Exactly.
Always.
The one that you're living right now.
You'll always
the
improve.
One from the past doesn't exist anymore. The one in the future hasn't come. So you are the best version as it stands.
You can only aim where you want to be.
Exactly. Which you did because you were in the college. You were doing 2 hours a day when you were busy and mashing work when you weren't.
Like right now, like the thing is, I'm very confident that I have enough experience to be able to play confidently in almost every situation. Like if someone throws me like, and it did happen this year to me, like a show, like a musical, and I have to prepare it in less than a month, and I have only 2 rehearsals.
You can do it.
I'll do it. And I know people might think, oh, it's a month, it's a long time, but you have to consider I'm still doing work full time and I have another band, and I'm doing other stuff.
Exactly.
If I was doing only that, a month is a very long time to prepare the whole thing. Of course.
But then, like, you won't pay your rent as well.
Yeah, I need to pay rent in a way.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah, like tying in musicals. Like my dream would be to play in orchestra, like for musicals.
Like in the Barbican.
Like I would love to play for the Lion King. Like I started transcribing.
So why there? Why Lion King? Why is that? Why is that the pieces of music there, which we're all very familiar with? Like, why does that strike you?
I don't know. It must be the way it's arranged. Is like it makes me feel. It's not even like very happy, except because there's very sad parts in the musical as well. Like
some sad parts, but like it eventually comes.
It's the way the music, like when I watched that show already. 3 times, 4 times.
Okay.
Twice I was alone. A couple of times I went with friends. And I'm to the point. They were all in Edinburgh. Like I was living out there. It came a couple of times. I came to see it. Same for Weekend. Like, but at the same point, like I watched it so many times that I can pinpoint like when they changed parts of it.
Okay, right, yeah. What, like from like between the live action and the like Disney version?
Or between the recording of the original Broadway cast and that one, or the last version I've seen. Even if I watch the same orchestra like twice, it's never the same thing, even though they're playing technically the same thing. Like you could hear, maybe in that part they have some more liberty, so the guitar does a lick, or one of the flautists does a small lick, etc. But you have to consider these people are very good musicians. They know the part inside out. Like, of course, like they're paid for that.
Yeah, of course. No, you know what? It's funny that you say that, because when I look at when I either watch reactions on YouTube of musicians dissecting a piece, like a piece that I know very fluently, or if I hear someone that's musically inclined, someone that does like DJing, or someone that does that plays an instrument, talk about a piece of music that I absolutely love, the way they hear it and the way I hear it is completely, and it's to a point that they, like you said, they hear a lick, they hear a little change in tone, they hear an extra chord, they hear a little crescendo at the end, but I'm just listening to it free flow. I will never pause it. I will never. In my head, the most segments I would have in my head is like 3 segments. So like the melody, the bass, and maybe like
the drums,
vocal, or like drums, maybe or a guitar solo, which is supposed to be intentionally like seen as like by itself. But when it comes to put your jacket on. It's fine.
I'm trying to hold this like in a comfortable way. Like
it's all good. Don't worry. It's authentic. That's the whole point. We're not robots. Like, perfectly put on your jacket. And,
you just cut it and it just pops on.
You just throw it up and just that's it. But when they listen to it like that, and I'm like, how do you enjoy this? Because you're no longer hearing what the song is like in it, like you are, but you are focusing on every. I'm replaying it 50,000 times and more and more. Like, what is that even like? Like, do you even listen to music free flow anymore?
This is a thing. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, considering that I've been doing music for a very long time now, like 12 years, I don't know if I ever listened to music in a free flow, as you will say. But especially music that I enjoy a lot. Like right now I'm listening to an album by Dirty Loops and Corey Wong called Turbo. Whoever's there, listen to that. It's amazing. Dirty Loops. I'll show it to you later. It's insane. But like, I do listen, like I've been listening to this album. It's only 7 songs, I think, for now it's 3 weeks. The same 7 songs. Every time I come back and forth from work, I just listen to that. I'm really like, because in my head I really want to play these songs, so I'm already like, most of it of course I'm focusing on the bass because that's my instrument. So I'm already kind of disassembling the line and thinking, okay, this section I need to practice this thing this way, in this for this long, probably will get it this way, etc. Then I start looking at lives and see how he plays it, etc. But for things like Lion King, which is a show that has to be enjoyed and show, etc., and concert, it's very weird, like, because a musical, like, non-musicians, let's say, like, or people that don't study or don't play music, so the public, in a way, they of course focus on the actors mostly. Like, the music is there to support your emotions, to make you feel, and to support the singers and the whole thing. While musicians are like, what I do, like, I set a rule for myself. Every musical I really like, because I tried them all. If I don't like one, I don't watch it a second time. Of course.
Fair enough. What was your favorite musical so far? Mine's been Book of Mormon. For anyone.
Book of Mormon is incredibly fun.
Book of Mormon is very, very.
I really want to rewatch it. If you want, we can go together.
No, well, absolutely. Book of Mormon is absolutely.
It's incredibly fun.
Incredible. And shout out to the person that showed me it, because it's absolutely wow.
The music, the songs, like, it's a very fun musical.
The story,
like,
just everything.
Yeah, it's not incredibly profound, as I would say, but it's made for that. It's made for you to laugh.
It's made that for a niche. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but
when I went to see it in Edinburgh, I had two very old ladies behind me. I think they thought there was a very different thing, because as soon as it started, they were like, "This is blasphemous," and they just went away. Especially when there's the Africa part, they just went mental.
Yeah,
like, they went mental.
And the guy, what was he cutting off clits? Cutting off the clitoris. Yeah,
they cut the clit off like the wig.
He's cutting the clitoris of women.
Yeah,
it's based on, and it's based on real. Yeah, it's actually
things,
happening. Like, it was actually fucking hell.
He has the butcher. He has AIDS, like, etc. Yeah. All the thing.
Crazy.
Yeah, but
that's crazy.
While people watching, like, my favorite musical, it's very hard because I love them all for different reasons. Like, Wicked, like, is a beautiful music. Like, I know now, especially that the movie has come out, it's a bit overplayed. Like, I've had this, and people thought that I got it because of the movie. I had this much before the movie, so shut it.
Wicked was promoted when I was in short pants. Wicked was promoted since I was secondary. Like, that thing has been around. They must have remastered that thing a million times now or something.
One of my, like, a dear friend of mine, she saw the original Broadway cast, like, ages ago, and she met the cast, but we're talking 30 years ago. So she's actually coming tomorrow.
She's coming tomorrow?
Aye, she's coming down from Edinburgh. Like,
to pick up?
Yeah, she's picking me up at work, and then we're going out for a drink.
Fair enough. And she saw the original Broadway cast of Wicked in what city was it? Where was it?
I think it was in New York. I'm not really sure. She told me, like, every single time I mentioned Wicked, she has to tell me that. You know that.
I saw the original. You don't know what you're missing. I know what you're missing.
Cute. You watched it, like, but I have to say, like, the versions I watched, they were all great for different things. Like, they all have different. This is the beauty of the watching things in theater live, because different casts, different players, etc. They will always have their own thing, even though it's the same technically music. It's still gonna be different. Like, I watched now Hadestown twice, and it's close to be my favorite. Hadestown is a beautiful musical. Beautiful. Yeah, like, it's a shame for people that know their Greek mythology, because you'll know the ending. If you don't know Greek mythology, just go and watch it. Enjoy it raw. Because as soon as, like, I didn't.
What's the story of Persephone and Hades, or what?
Is the story of there's Persephone and Hades as well, but it's mostly about Orpheus and oh my god, my brain is blanking. Eurydice, sorry.
Orpheus and Eurydice?
Yes. Don't spoil it. But anyway, like. But yeah, like, I went to watch it blind. I didn't know what he was talking about the musical. I just seen the ads and I'm like, this sounds cool. I had a snippet of a song. My rule is whenever I see an ad about a musical, I listen only to 3 seconds of a random song, and then I stop it because I don't want to spoil it. Then I go watch it. So I don't.
You take musicals very seriously. It might be
musicals and music in general, like it's a way.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
So yeah, like
I've never met anyone that did that.
The first time I watch a musical, my rule is enjoy it.
Okay.
Just enjoy it.
So you listen to it free flow there.
I try at least. Of course, it's a thing they've been doing for so long that it's natural. Like, of course, like, because in Hadestown, like, the orchestra is not under the stage; it's on the stage, so you see them. So as soon as I see the first song starts with I think it's a trombone that starts with, it's literally the first sound, and you see it, and it's very cool. It's like watching a live band, and then they all start singing, and it's giving me shivers. I don't know if it's the cold or if it's the musical, but
I think it's a little bit of both.
It's both, but yeah.
It's fine.
But it's a beautiful musical, and then I went to see it another time. And there I was concentrating more around the band and watching how people were playing different things. But also they changed the cast in the meantime, part of the cast, not the whole thing. So I was watching how they played it, and they just changed the cast again, I think. So I really want to watch it again.
Wow!
But it's a beautiful thing, and same for The Lion King. I've seen it so many times with 3 different casts, and I could pinpoint where they were different in what parts. And a small dream of mine was to open an Instagram channel in which I was doing parts for musicals.
Bro, I think you should.
I really want to.
I think you have the capital, man. You've seen musicals so many different times, literally for that reason. I think you should. I definitely, 100%. I'm saying it now, and this is going to be immortalized forever. And I'm saying it now.
Thank you.
I want to see that Instagram channel in like 4 months. I want it out there.
I need the time.
It out there. Yeah, exactly. 4, 6 months.
I'm planning this thing because it's. You know, like when you tell yourself you don't have time, then a thing that we can remind ourselves is that the only thing we actually have is the time and what we do with it. And I'm not saying that you should quit your job tomorrow.
Of course.
We all need jobs.
Like,
but as you know, I just got a new job, which I will start in September, and I decided that that full year we'll keep the 2 jobs, and I'll practically be working 6 days out of 7 or 7 days out of 7. Like a lot to put some money on the side so that I can, like, by the year after I'm free from one job, hospitality, and with the other job I have better holidays, etc. So I already decided what to do every single summer. Like one summer, yes, I would go on holiday, of course. Finally, more than 2 weeks of holiday will be amazing for once.
So more than 2 weeks. There's a heater behind you actually. It worked.
Fuck yeah. We didn't notice that.
For everyone watching, we've been freezing our asses off. So
exactly.
You know what? I'll take that every day.
That's beautiful. Yeah. So yeah.
But so more for 9 years, 7 years.
Well, I've been in this country.
No, but you were saying to me, to me before that.
Ever since I've started working in hospitality, I will say, so 9 years. I've never had a holiday that was longer than 2 weeks, honestly.
Yeah. That's insane.
Unless we count COVID.
I think everyone can count COVID then.
So then,
some people went on holiday, man.
Some people did. I was still in Edinburgh, and I was studying for my HND at the time. So yeah, kind of holiday. I was paid 80% of my wage.
Yeah, but most people, which is fine. You know, we're not going to complain about.
Yeah, I mean,
that. Considering the circumstances.
Yeah.
People rioting in the streets.
Man, I was living my best life in COVID. I was at home doing my HND too, getting paid 80% plus. I had a student loan. Like, I think I never earned that much money per month ever.
Up to this point, not yet.
Not yet. I mean, my new job pays much better. So finally,
there we are.
But yeah, like I'll be working finally with something like with music and things I actually studied for. It's not my dream job, but it's closer.
Yeah, so it's the perfection. Not someone actually. So I'm gonna quote David.
David.
Yeah, I'm gonna quote David. Yeah, he's laughing because it's administrator that comes into Hard Rock every single.
Let's not make names.
Day.
Let's not make.
But he comes in. He's a loyal customer. Anyway, he came and he said to me that perfection isn't a destination; it's a journey.
Never.
And the fact that you're taking the journey to go towards what you want to do, you're getting closer to your perfection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just step by step.
Subjective. Like it's like I already know the steps I want to take in order to be ready to take that opportunity, because it doesn't like a thing that a lot of people think is that, and this is a thing I think it's mostly social media's fault and Hollywood etc. Like it's the thing that if you work hard enough you will get it. The thing is life is a bitch. Like you might work the hardest but you might not get it. You might get close to get it. But you might not. But that doesn't mean that if you, like, example, like, now that I'm gonna get that new job and then as soon as I stop working in hospitality and then I'll start working, whenever I have a holiday, I will work towards the goal of being ready to play in a musical orchestra. Doesn't mean that I will immediately get like the Lion King orchestra or whatever big one or even a small one. Doesn't mean that I will get it.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Even though I've worked so hard and sacrificed, etc. But managing the expectation, if you want, in a way, which is a thing we do in our job
all the time.
Is I would say the best way to try not to get
butthurt.
Yeah.
Like, or no, not butthurt, but not get like downtrodden, like absolutely lose all faith and lose all drive to do anything.
And it's a thing like because we are so exposed to people that are successful because they worked hard, and kudos to them.
Yes.
Of course, like they worked hard, they deserve their thing. But we are exposed only to the people that actually make it and to their success. But to get to success, you have to fail 1,000 times. Like I failed so many times in many things. Like I remember one of my first orchestras, I could not play on time, like with the click. I think it was Master Blaster by Stevie Wonder. I could not play the riff. And I tried so hard, and like the orchestra director fucking destroyed me in front of everyone.
Really?
And I cried so hard. And I thought of quitting. And then instead I just practiced more and I made it and now I can play that song in my sleep. Even though it's been almost 2 years I haven't played that song, but I can still play it confidently. But this is the thing, at that point I failed. And it could have gone two ways.
Yeah.
Could have gone 2 ways. Could I give up?
Yeah.
Now I will not be a bass player.
Which was easier, like much.
I wouldn't say, like, this is the thing. A lot of people believe that quitting or like giving up is very easy. But I think I will consider that, where is the heat? That quitting at first is easy. The very first is easy. It becomes harder with the going on, like with the future, because then the regret comes in. And like I honestly do not wish on anyone like anything worse like than living with regret. Like there's nothing worse than living with regret. Like I'd rather try anything, like anything I want to try, of course. I'm not gonna jump out of fucking skyscape because I want to try. Fuck that shit. Within reason.
Or climb the shard.
I'd rather try everything.
Should have done that, man.
I would rather try everything I want to try in life, even if I fail, even if I fail spectacularly. But at least I want to try it, rather than regretting my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's no point in trying. Like, and it's very hard as well trying. Like it's not easy. It's not easy doing things. Like, and I struggle a lot with that. Like I've struggled with depression for a very long time and anxiety as well. And like, and I had suicidal thoughts at some point. Sorry for the people like who are. it's not your fault.
No, even it's not a nice sentiment. So
no, it's never. Yeah. It's never nice. Like, it's a thing that we all struggle in our own way. Like, we all get low.
Yes.
Etc. And especially when I moved down here to London, it was very scary because it was the first time again that I moved away from a place I was familiar with. Because after 7 years in Scotland, I was very happy. Like, I wasn't happy, but I was.
You're comfortable.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
And that was one of the reasons I actually moved, because I don't remember who said this or where I seen this. I don't remember if it was a character saying this thing, but it's a thing that stuck with me. Is if you're afraid of something, do it.
That sounds extremely familiar.
I know. If you're scared of something, just try it. Like, of course, within reason. If you're scared of fucking, I don't know, jumping down a skyscraper again, don't do it.
You're the skyscraper.
Within reason, there's like, if you're afraid of something because you're comfortable in a situation, even though you know that situation like might hurt you in a way, try and do the thing that scares you, like moving away.
Yeah.
Like, all my best friends and what I would consider my family is up in Scotland. And I miss them a lot, like I miss them so much. But I moved down and I was very low for a while because maybe my head was replaying all the trauma that I went through when I moved to Scotland. Especially the first years. For every immigrant, the first years are always hell. Like at least I never met a single immigrant
that didn't
have the first couple of years. Either they quit immediately, they just go back to their home country or maybe another place, or they keep going and they find their own equilibrium in a way, balance and everything.
Wow, is this place really that bad? Like, what the Jesus. Compared to everywhere else, I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
It's not that. Like,
but
there's a reason
uncomfortable, you know what I mean?
It's very hard being uncomfortable. Like, because of course, in Italy I was with my mom, with my father. I had my best friends that lived there. So I could have found a job in a place there. I wouldn't say easily.
Yes, but you could have. The prospects was there, yeah.
There's people that live and work there, why not me? Like, but then I did it. I moved to Scotland. I was in an abusive relationship. Like I lived through all, and like there's things you learn from it. Like you come up more resilient in a way. There's a thing. Like one of my best friends, he lives in Scotland. He tells, I think that. He told me like one of my best qualities is that I'm resilient as fuck. Like doesn't matter how low like I get to, like how depressing my situation could be, I still kind of find a way to move through, to push through.
Yeah.
And I don't see that in myself, like, but that's...
No, it's good that quality is recognized, and a lot of our good qualities we don't see within ourselves because obviously we take, like, it's just the way the human mind works. We don't, at the forefront of our mind, go, you know what, I'm brave for doing that. You know what, we focus more on the negative, just naturally. We're just naturally more inclined to focus on that. If I'm late for work, for example, you know, on my mind I'm like, oh, I'm late. But then, you know, the other 300 times I've been there, I've been more than early.
Yeah.
But I won't focus on that. Just this one time. I'm just thinking, this is brutal. But I'm thinking this one time, like, I'm late. So it's good that he said that. Yeah. And shout out to the friend that's, what's his name?
Casey,
thank you very much.
Yo, Casey.
Thank you.
But yeah, like, it's the...
You're resilient as hell. That's what you are.
I'm resilient enough.
You're resilient at this table.
I'm alive. I'm here. I'm starting to appreciate the fact that I'm alive and I want to stay alive and I want to keep going.
And have big ambitions.
Yeah, I don't.
Music orchestra, Instagram page. Focusing on the music orchestra. That's the two you've said, and they're big. They're big. I can't even play anything, so that is absolutely. It's almost alien to me. No. But I've done like instruments. No. I've done instruments, but it's alien to me, and those are absolutely wonderful goals. That, you know, do it, and even if you fail, do it with a smile on your face. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
that's the way to do it. Man.
But same for you, like man, like I couldn't like. I'm very camera shy. I think this is the first time I'm interviewed and I'm agreed to do it, like, and I'm not trying to shy away to it. Yeah, I think you're the first. If I ever become famous for something, you might be the first and only person interviewing me.
Yeah. Oh,
hopefully I don't become a psychopath and start killing people.
No, exactly.
But you'll get a lot of money.
And I've interviewed him as well.
I've interviewed him.
Take the camera. All right, we're taking all of this. No. He won't. Don't worry, guys.
Hopefully I won't. But yeah, like it's. Especially as musicians, entertainers, in any way, we kind of hope in our back of the mind, because maybe society programs us that we want and we deserve to be like in the top place in the spotlight. Like, don't get me wrong, if anyone ever comes to me and goes like, would you like to do a concert with Stevie Wonder? I will say yes in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even want to get paid. I will do it. Like 100%.
Man, he's one of the best actually.
Like, yeah, Stevie Wonder is my favorite musician ever. Like,
Stevie Wonder is his favorite musician, guys. This guy has taste. This guy has confirmed. So this is done. Yeah, it's confirmed. Like, it's a beautiful sound. Beautiful. Yeah, magical music. In my opinion, like even like his the earliest song that I've ever heard him do. If you really love me, and this is when he was young.
I think it was.
Love me, won't you tell you?
I think it was on his between third and fifth album. I don't remember, because he started doing albums when he was very little. Very, that's why he had the name, the Little Stevie Wonder, because it was like.
Oh, that's where it comes from. See, learning stuff. I've listened to this for years.
His first album was. Fingertips, I think, and I think it's still on the record for being the only like the youngest artist selling a top seller. I think it was 5 or 6 something. It was under 10. Like, imagine, like, considering the years, like we're talking about the
Stevie Wonder,
the 50s, 60s. I don't remember. Like, talking about those years.
50s, I think. Late 50s or 60s.
Something like that, yeah. Around the same time as Michael Jackson, like. But we're talking about that age, and he was a blind black kid, like, and he did a jazz album that, and it's an incredible album. Like, honestly, I cannot play half of the shit in that album. Like, I could play more easily the pop stuff that he did after.
I need to listen to it now.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's very different from what he did after. But if you listen very carefully to it, you'll see the how logically the evolution went, like how it influenced his later years, and it still does. Like, and to many other people, like you will. A lot of things on pop music, a lot of people say it's not original, etc. But the point is not being absolutely original, because all pop music is never original at any point. Like, they all copied each other up to a degree. They all were inspired from others. You will see a lick from this guitarist was actually a thing they stole from B.B. King or before, etc. And
I've heard a lot use the bass of what's that guy? Little Richard. I've been hearing a lot of Little Richard in the Hard Rock Cafe, but they don't play him at all.
Yeah.
Like it's other. I know it's not pop. Well, actually, it's pop.
I think it is.
It is pop, and I'm hearing Little Richard sounds, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like I'm expecting his voice and hear someone else. Yeah. I'm very disappointed, but it's still, It's,
but
like what you said. Yeah, it's a blueprint.
It's I started this was a very stupid thing on my term. Like, I've seen someone was criticizing rap music on just a second, I'm gonna close this. I think it will still.
It will still pick up.
Perfect. So, this guy was criticizing rap music, saying it's only rap music is only denigrating women, objectifying, and only insults and gangs things, etc.
Which is not.
Like, I understand why some people would think that, because a lot of it is, but not all of it. You cannot classify rap music like that. You cannot classify any kind of music like that. Because if we're talking about the objectifying women, it's not only rap music, darling. If you're going to the swing music of the 20s and 30s, we are there. Maybe they were sweeter with the words, but there.
Yeah, the still doing
the target is that.
Even rock, even
rock music. Like there's so many.
So yeah,
there's so many. They just go towards rap music because it was
more out there, most mainstream kind of example, and
it was pushed a lot.
In newer ones actually, because I've listened to a lot of 90s rap, and they're not half the time they're not even talking about that stuff at all.
Yeah, it depends on what you listen to, of course.
Yeah, exactly. And who it is, what they're trying to, like the message they're trying to push, their kind of experiences, where they're living, what's going on around them at the time. You know what I mean? You know, what influence are they on? All this kind of stuff factors into what they say. Yeah,
the fact that they're talking about gangs and brutality, etc., is because they're describing the reality that was around them.
Yeah.
And still, sadly, still is. But like one of my favorite artists as well is Murubutu. He's an Italian rapper. He's actually, I think he's a high school philosophy teacher.
Okay.
Started doing rap.
All right then.
And most of it, and all of his rap music is all, like his albums are all thematic. Like one of my favorite one is all themed around the winds. Like the different names of the winds and
winds as in like
winds, like wind.
The different names. They have names.
Yes, the winds have names.
Didn't know.
Now you know.
Now I know. Now you know. Names. Can you give me a name?
Grecale.
Grecale.
Yeah.
Grecale. The winds.
And one of these songs is called Grecale. It's a type of wind. I don't remember the characteristics.
No, it's fine. Look, I didn't even know there was even names.
Yeah, exactly.
I know there's names for clouds and
same.
But I never knew there was some for winds.
Yeah, exactly. So. His albums are all thematic and they all talk about stories linked to those themes and legends and things, and even like real stories or realistic stories. Like one of my favorite songs is Mara il Maestrale. Maestrale is another kind of wind.
Mara il Maestrale.
Mara is a name.
Mara il Maestrale.
Yeah, so practically it's Mara and the Maestrale, which is the name of the
wind.
Of the wind. And it was just describing this woman. If you could understand, I cried the first time I listened to the song because it's very powerful. It's about this lady that was a mondina, which were women that used to work in the rice fields in the north of Italy. If I'm not wrong, but they were used to work in the fields. She falls in love, they marry, then he dies, and she still waits for him, listening to the Maestrale blowing away. And she goes around every time, and there's this nice man near him, and she's always alone thinking of him. But the reality is that she has Alzheimer's, she doesn't know who the fuck he is and doesn't even recognize him, and he's always there. But she's still waiting for him with the wind.
What the hell?
I know. It's a very sad song. Like the twist at the end, like fuck.
So the guy never died.
No.
She's just she's lost. The perception of reality is just.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because this is what happened to, especially older people. Like it's a very sad song. It's a song of love. But
that is deep, man. What the hell is he rapping about?
And this is rap. And this is rap. Like his albums are insane. Like it's beautiful. If I had the face and the voice to do rap, I would do a full translation of his albums and rap them all.
You don't need the face. Who's to say what the face or the voice is? You know what I mean?
No, in time we say the face. I mean like kind of the courage of doing it.
I'm saying I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what is the face? The Italian.
Weirdly enough, like you wouldn't think of it, but I'm very shy.
I actually wouldn't think of it at all. Like especially even the way you even like
at work.
Work, and the way that we both are at work, you would never think that.
The thing is, like, you know, the fake it till you make it thing.
No, of course, yeah. Do it with a smile, you know what I mean?
Of course, and at work we cannot be broody or like we cannot be shy, especially in that job.
We can, but we don't because we're men of integrity and we don't.
We're men on integrity. We need to be like in a way entertaining because it's that kind of company.
Yeah. If I was in ourselves as well, our own self-esteem. Imagine we go into work and I'm gonna be broody. It's
not even being broody. Like now I'm better at it, and I have to say, hospitality helped me a lot for that. But like, I was that kind of kid that as soon as we had people that couldn't recognize, I would hide behind my mom. Like, that was me.
Guys, I'm gonna just do an example of like one of the things he does at work, like from what he said. Yeah. So when the live music is over, the band finishes, and he goes,
the singer.
Yeah! Every time, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. But that's what he would. Yeah, that's what he would. That's
I
what he
have
would
to do that because I do that for a very particular reason. Because
Beautiful. It's great.
yeah, because fucking hell, like there's this singer singing their heart out, regardless if they're good or bad. They still have the courage of being there
Exactly,
and singing.
to go up there and sing.
And then we have these cunts of arseholes, like of our customers. They like go and don't even clap. So I shout. They turn around. Oh, she finished. So they forgot to start clapping.
Yeah.
So that's my signal for them to clap. Every single time I do it for them, for that reason. Like, if you don't,
we both would absolutely pelt for the same reason, because they've gone up there and and it's silent after you finish. What are you doing? Like, obviously, I got in trouble for it, but there we are.
Don't worry, I will get in trouble too soon.
Don't worry.
Give me time.
Give me time. Give it time. But it's and the same thing. Like even with this interview series, and that's why I'm so I'm very not particular, but I have a knack, and whenever you make content, whenever you do something for yourself, you shouldn't do that. But there's one thing to give constructive criticism.
Yeah.
But the cowards that will go on me or anyone else's channel and say very, 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 very
mean things.
Just absolutely horrid things that are just designed to keep them down. What most people say, obviously, to be like mainstream and current is ignore them. You did well. Their thing, silence is golden, which in some cases it is. But I will never, ever, ever articulate to anybody in a real life situation that you have to put up with that, because you don't.
Yeah.
You don't have to put up with that. You can do one or two things. You can strive forwards to absolutely irradiate their comment whatsoever. You can stop it completely, like just say if you don't like it, you're not welcome.
Yeah,
that's it. And I think a lot more people should embrace that kind of mentality. We've got people that in any kind of industry will come to your business, be your client, be absolutely horrible to you, make you doubt your own ability, leave, and then come back for your services, even though you were apparently the worst thing that ever happened to them. Why are you here? Get out.
There's people that love to complain. Because if they complain in a way makes them feel better about themselves. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking that you need to be a failure to be complaining about something and be a cunt.
No, you don't.
Some people have problems like I always pity people that start insulting other people on the internet. Because and of course, like when I was 12, maybe I thought of doing that, criticizing someone because they did something I didn't like. I realized very soon that what is the point? Like if I don't like it, I just ignore it.
That's it. Stay away from it. Just keep it.
Like the thing that social media has, in a way, how do you say it? Took out from us is the way of critical thought that I believe that everyone should have. This is my own opinion, of course. Everyone is
of course, it's absolutely subjective. Some people believe that you should heckle.
Yeah,
some people believe you should berate, and and certain circumstances, the lines get very blurry.
Tough love, that's what they call it.
Exactly, tough love. But the lines do get very blurry because there are some people that put out content out there that, for me, you, whoever out there, in our opinion, it's absolutely obscene. But the fact that you made the point about critical thinking and objective thinking at every single stage of any decision that you make is absolutely crucial. It's absolutely crucial.
It should be, because in the end, the thing is, I firmly believe that regardless of how bad someone might act, I do not believe that there's anyone evil for real. I don't believe anyone is born evil. Literally, if you take the most evil person you can think of, let's say Adolf Hitler. I'm going very, very strong with this. He's a Nazi. No, let's take Adolf Hitler when he was 5.
Right. Was he Hitler?
Would you ever say 5 years old Adolf Hitler is an evil person? Would you ever say that to any 5 years old kid? this is the thing. Is the upbringing, what do they expose, etc.
Yeah, the climate around them. The climate around things are just as important as the person. If anything, more important than the person, because what are we if not mimics?
Yes,
we're mimics.
There's least, we are. We're like mimics. We learn by association. We learn by imitating others. That's how we learn how to talk.
Yeah,
and
learn how to think. Learn how to hear. Yeah. Learn how to identify things. Learn how to drive. Learn how to do anything physical, even mental practices.
Yeah,
it's through association. We see this person do this, so therefore we copy, and then we make our own understanding about what we just did, but we still copy.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I see, let's take out the Adolf Hitler thing. That's what I think about whenever I see someone being an evil person. I always think that person was, regardless of their opinion, they were a child at some point. That child grew up maybe in a situation that I cannot agree with, and the only thing I can do, apart from dissent in my own way, I don't have to spend my days insulting them. There's way to dissent that don't have to be insulting. If I don't agree with, say, random name, Mussolini or whatever, because racist, whatever bullshit, whatever you want, I don't have to spend my days thinking there is a cunt, an arsehole, etc. There's ways to dissent, protest, everything. Of course, then there's with equal weight, with a reaction there's with an action there's an action with an action there's an equal and opposite reaction, sometimes stronger, especially if we're talking about dissenting to governments, etc. But in the end we can do like the French did. They just behead people.
No, we're not going to do that.
Not going to do that yet. Give it time for the revolution. But yeah, this is the thing. Not everyone, I believe, not everyone thinks that on the other side of the keyboard there's a person. It's very easy to insult someone because you don't like a part of the content. It's very easy. Cool. And at the same time, it's very easy to feel better because you insulted that person, because that person is on the spotlight, and you gained your 2 minutes of fame because you said, "Oh, that cunt is beautiful." I wanted to come with an insult.
Beautiful.
Too beautiful.
I think that gave it even more weight than before. The fact that you said it's beautiful.
To be fair,
it's true. It was just as powerful. And it was.
That's how the Romans kind of defeat. That's how the Romans kind of belittled Cleopatra. What do you hear about Cleopatra first? Cleopatra was a beautiful woman, the most beautiful woman, but at the same time, maybe yet, maybe not. But she was a very intelligent woman. She could speak 3 or 4 languages, even more probably.
And the ruler of Egypt.
She was the ruler of Egypt. She was a woman as well.
That being a ruler.
In that time.
So they belittled her back when
she was the biggest, one of the biggest pharaohs at the time. And the way the Roman played it, because they could not defeat her militarily or any other way, the best way to belittle her is by belittling her memory, being she was a very beautiful woman. Because everyone thinks that a beautiful woman cannot be that big in our mental.
All of that, yeah.
We do, it's an assumption that we do. We grew up with this as well, especially growing up in the 90s. You see a show, the beautiful woman is always the dumb one. You'll see that.
Yeah, it's a very popular trope.
It's a trope,
that's right. But
it's not right, absolutely.
It is a trope that's been pushed out by what we see.
And I remember once this was very fun. And I was having an argument with an ex-girlfriend's friend.
Fair enough, yeah. That must have went well.
She was a beautiful girl.
In the same way Cleopatra was, or just in general?
No, she was a beautiful girl in general.
I can't tell.
And she literally shouted at this thing. That she was saying that there was misogynistic? Yeah, misogynistic, because I wouldn't listen to her opinion because she was a beautiful woman. I was threatened. and she practically said that I thought that she was stupid because she was beautiful, and I told her like, I don't believe you're stupid because you're beautiful. I believe you're stupid because you're stupid, and you prove me that you're stupid. You're beautiful, but that's another thing. Like, don't really give a shit if you're beautiful or not. Like,
your logic in whatever you guys are talking about is wrong.
But that was the only thing I remember of the argument. To be fair, we're talking about we are 16. Like,
oh, okay.
Must have been very stupid argument as well. Probably I was wrong. I don't even know. I don't remember. But I remember that snippet.
That's what you leave at the end of that whole example. Maybe I was wrong.
I might have been wrong. Honestly, there's many things where this is the thing, especially about critical thinking. Like, you have to be your own critic at some point. You have to be aware that you can fail.
Yes.
You're not
invincible. You're not all-knowing. You're not omnipotent, omniscient,
exactly,
or whatever the third one is.
Which is a very bad thing. Which is a very bad thing, especially in the society we grew up in which, at least from the little I'm seeing, hopefully we are kind of trying to get out right now. Like, we're getting out in these decades. Like, especially being men, like, we are instructed that whatever we do, say, or think is always right.
Yeah.
Regardless.
You know what? I haven't had that.
I'm glad.
I know, and I'm glad as well.
I'm happy for you, like,
literally. But when I then came into contact with like people,
Mediterraneans, like, fuck them, fuck them Italians.
Mediterranean.
I'm Italian, by the way, just in case. They wanted to.
It wasn't even Italians. It was Greek was the first Mediterranean.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even just Mediterranean. It was like it was Indians as well that I came into contact with first. They were the first.
Yeah.
And coming from like a family or usually a familiar structure where, you know, it's a paternalistic
the patriarchy,
structure,
yeah.
you know what I mean, patriarchy. So when I'm in contact with them and they're kind of like telling me like the way they're speaking and the way they're kind of like saying stuff and giving orders and
I hate that.
Or when it's time to solve a problem and they're saying this is how it's done, and with the knowledge that I know, you know, like maybe I learned it through school, maybe I've seen someone make the same mistake before, whatever, and I'm like, well, guys, well, you know, this isn't supposed to be used in this way. There's a thing I saw over there that is for this, and they're like, no, and even if we get it wrong like 3 or 4 times, it is up to that person, that authority figure, to change his mind. When we're gonna now do it the correct way. And like you said, I'm glad that in this now generation we are slowly moving away from that. Obviously, we should still keep our critical thinking. But it's good that we're moving away from this kind of omniscient, kind of all-knowing, like, because we don't know everything. That's just a simple fact.
Is that the how it's called? Is derived from this patriarchal kind of society in which most of the Western world and of course like most of the world,
most of the world,
most of the world
in general, most of the world,
is very heavy into like,
and you'll see the people that
I've seen it in myself. Like, I've seen it in myself many times. Like, I'm not perfect, of course. Like, I'm not judging them from the height of my thing. I do mistakes, but like I was thinking about it a while ago, and it was things that I was thinking, like with my ex-girlfriend, for example, like both Sicilian, like we met in Sicily, we stayed together, etc. And I remember thinking things like very stupid stuff, like I don't know, she could not figure the car working this way. Women. The stupid thing that like they will not know that kind of shit. Like, and I remember catching myself with that and be like, what does have to do with the fact that she's a woman? Like, the fact that she doesn't know a thing is not because she's a woman, it's because she has not been taught that particular thing. But then I would say, like, dynamics in my family, dynamics in friends' families, etc. Like, the patriarchal figure. Like, I see my father, like, don't get me wrong, my father is very hidden, but he's one of the most compassionate person I know, probably the most compassionate man I know. And of of course, he's human. He did mistakes. He does mistakes, and he's very set in his ways. He's a 70 years old man. Like it's very hard to change at that time, especially in a society that doesn't really allow you change in Italy. And I see like this was a very stupid thing, and I had to catch him. I literally, it was the very first time that I shouted at my father for being wrong. Like it was very weird. But it was like, I don't know, he lost his charger for the phone, and we're like, this is your mother. He changed the position for sure. And then I'm going to go to her, she's going to say that she didn't know and all this kind of thing. I'm like, do you have proof that it was mom? Do you know that it was mom? Oh yeah, for sure she took it. Like, did you ask her? No, but I know. Go and ask her if she take it. And mom was like, I didn't take it. And then started a conversation. I'm like, first of all, Dad, you don't talk to mom like that. Like, you don't. And then in the end, my sister had my sibling had the charger. Whatever, comes out, like, look, the girl's like, oh, sorry, I took it, whatever. And my father, oh, cool. I go like, Dad, don't you have to say anything to mom? like, go and say, like, sorry, like, you know, and kind of pushing into it. He went and gave her a kiss and gave her a hug, like, which considering the standards, like, my mom was like, what are you on about? What's this? But it's not that he does not recognize the mistake, it's that he's used to this kind of thinking, like, of course my mom as well, like, they lived together for 30 years or something, like, they've known each other for over 70, like, they've known each other ever since they were 4, and they've known each other for over 60 years. But it's a dynamic that is very familiar with their own bias of how society should be, or it was.
Yes.
And of course, growing up in that kind, like, I'm glad that my parents were thoughtful enough to give me freedom of agency. Up to a certain point, of course. It's not like they.
No, of course.
They left me alone.
But that really that loves you truly would just goodbye. Yeah. Like, you know, I never come back. Like, you know what I mean? They can't. At least from what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, my mom kicked me out at some point. Like, at 18, she literally told me, like, get out of the house and stop being a parasite. Like, tough love, as we said.
Fair enough.
I had a chat with her, and we had a very, like, she was very sad about it. Like, we had a chat, but for as much as it hurt me, I do understand where that comes from. Like, their families were both very high achievers. Like, they were high middle class or nobility. Like, this is.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
This is what my family is from. My mom is a high middle class, and my father is from nobility. Like, like my father every now and then goes like, oh, when I first started driving, I remember my father was like, when I was your age, I could recognize all the cars passing by from my hometown. Thanks fuck, there were only 2 cars. Like, they were literally when it was my age. Like, honestly, we're talking
models of car in the whole country.
We're talking I was 17, and when he was 17 in my hometown, in his hometown, there were literally 2 cars, like his father's, and I think it was the priest's car. That's it in the whole town. Like, thanks fuck, you could recognize which car it was. Like, it was the car. Yeah.
Whose car is his?
Yeah, I would pull off with my motorbike coming back home. He was like, at the time I could recognize. Yeah, thanks fuck that. Like, of course, there were 2 cars and like 3 donkeys. What the hell you want to recognize?
That's true. That's funny. I like that. That's funny.
Yeah, but
that's crazy. Like, if I had not have had this conversation with you, I would never have known this. You know what I mean? Like just.
There were only 2 cars in my.
No. Well, that as well. 60 years ago, there was only 2 cars per town in Italy. Well, maybe 5 if you were lucky. But what I mean is that, the background of like your father and the background of like your family and all of this kind of stuff. Like, when I just saw you, it was just, all right, you have a new bartender. Oh, he seems pretty cool. Oh, his name's Francesco as well. You know, we have another one.
Francesco.
Yeah. You know, that's what the hype life was about. It's two Francescos and they're similar heights and they both have similar amount of hair. Yeah, you know.
None.
That's what.
None.
None. That's what it was that. But
This is the reveal of the end of the video. Like, got no hair.
You're gonna do it very slowly. No.
And I got that.
Oh, it's Spider-Man 3. Yeah.
And I got a tattoo of the other Frankie's face on my back, the back of my head.
So we're both present at all times.
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, like guys, this is why outside of this channel or whatever, this is why you should go out there and just talk to people. Just talk to people. The guy before you, he was the young busser. There was like a 18-year-old boy that was a busser for a little bit. Yeah.
In
Hard Rock. Yeah. With slick hair, Zach. Well, I don't know if you know his name.
I don't know if I remember.
You definitely recognize him when you look at the. Okay, I know you purposely didn't look at the videos.
I didn't do it on purpose.
So you wouldn't know what to expect. But when you go through just the episode before this, so volume 1, episode 7, he used to be a busser. But what he does outside is social media promoter for musicians. And he absolutely loves it, and he has some really good ideas, and he has some really amazing things to say. But if I didn't speak to him,
you wouldn't know.
Just like how I'm speaking, like if I didn't speak to you now, never would have known.
Unless we got so many pints.
Unless we had a lot of pints,
Oh man, I would be crying. Like, I'm a very bad drunk. Like, honestly, I avoid drinking too much now. Like, this is a thing. Like, it happens. I decided to stop drinking more than 2 pints in a night, or more than 2 cocktails in a night.
What happened?
Because in January,
in January, I had one traumatic.
My uncle died in January.
Oh, okay. I did not have that in January. I apologize about that.
That's alright. It's not like you killed him.
No.
Hopefully.
No.
No. Well, my uncle died, and sorry. Like, I loved him very much. Still think of him. Like, I have his picture on my screensaver. That's me. That's him and me.
Or was he in
Italy? In Italy. Like, literally. I remember, like, my father sending a message in the group chat. And you know when you have these kind of messages saying, like, time just stops.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot think. That day I was off. Like, I received that message, and it was my mother's brother, and I remember calling mom. I'm like, hey mom, how are you? She was like, I'm so angry. I'm like, your brother just died. Yeah, and the stupid idiot just left before dying, like a couple of weeks. Yeah, her brother. Like a couple of weeks before, apparently he had a fight with his son, and that was the last time they heard from each other. And my mom was very angry with my uncle who just died. And yeah, like immediately I booked a flight. And that's the blessing of living in London. I can find very quickly a flight to go to Catania in case anything happens. My sibling could not because they live in Edinburgh.
Wow.
Like, they could not find any flight that could get them cheap enough, because of course, like, there's finances as well. I spent so much money to go down, but to get there by the day after for the funeral. Same for my cousin. My cousin was up in Italy, like in the northern part of Italy, could not get there in time.
You couldn't get.
I got there, like, my cousin could not.
How come?
Flights and airports work all in different ways. Like, it was, don't remember where exactly, but there were not any ways to get him there because he had to catch other flights, etc. Like, there was not gonna be a way. So, out of sadness, I did the worst thing that you could do when you're sad. I took the bottle that our manager gave me as a thank you for working Christmas and New Year. A full bottle of Añejo 4. Añejo 3 actually, and I drank the whole thing.
Jesus Christ.
With half a liter of Coca-Cola. And I called my 2 best friends. I was on the call. I was getting fucked.
You were beyond that.
I was completely
beyond that. Yeah.
I was somewhere else. The thing is, And still to this day, I have no idea how I got to Italy. Because I bought the flight, I got the tickets. I remember vaguely that I got on a Uber to the airport. And then that's it. I remember being at Nando's.
That's nuts that they let you on.
Exactly, like I have no idea how I passed through the controls. Like that's the thing. How the hell did I pass through the controls? I was wasted. Like,
you know what? It probably was a combination of the sadness and the, like, you know what I mean? Like, it just seems very mellow. Probably that's the only thing I could.
I might.
Because if you were like, then they're not gonna let you on the flight. But if you're just, you're not even seeing anything at this point.
Yeah, honestly.
Just wow. So you just woke up. You just like came back to your senses in Sicily.
The very first thing I remember is raising my head in the plane, and I was in the Catania airport.
Wow.
That's what I remember.
That is crazy.
Like I honestly don't remember anything else, and I could still feel drunk, and I had only 1 hour to sleep before the funeral. My sibling wrote a letter that I read. I changed it a little bit so it could kind of represent both of us. Still, the hardest thing I've ever done so far in my whole life. Like honestly, I would not wish that on anyone. My mother then read her letter to her brother, which still kills me. Every now and then I will watch it, but that's what, like, when I came back, I didn't drink for like a full month, and ever since I don't want to drink more than that amount because I honestly don't feel like it. Like
there's nothing good about drinking.
There's nothing good
anyway.
Definitely,
yeah.
Like,
but I get what you mean. There's events like that we all have. You shared quite an intense moment, so I'll follow up. Like just this is on the same page. So in New Year's, I was like, I'm gonna. What was the plan again? Yeah, after, because I was AM. I was AM on New Year's, and I was thinking.
Weren't we all? Did we close it? No.
Not that was New Year's. Last New Year's.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Last one. So the year before New Year's, I was like, I'm gonna go out and have a few drinks, and I want to eat some food as well, but I want to be with my guys. Party, everything. Yeah. So anyway, I got my hands on this bottle of tequila, and me and my relationship with tequila has never been the same since. I don't even get it, like, you know what I mean? So I had this bottle of tequila, and it wasn't like Patron. We're talking like mezcal. We're talking the yellow
Jose Cuervo.
So I'm drinking. Anyway, I drink to the point. I must have finished the bottle. I drink to the point that my friends, and I remember them asking me, Pierce, do you want to just come back with us? Like at least like chill a little bit and then go home. And I remember saying no, but why would I, when I think back on it, why would I say no? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even going to go anywhere with anyone.
Yeah.
And I got to the St. James's Park, and I'm watching the fireworks, and we all remember this like quite vividly. And I'm only saying this because of what you said, because this is something I should be going, look at me, but you know what I mean. So I recorded myself with the fireworks, and I was swearing my head off while this thing saying Happy New Year, happy, like it was not. And I sent it to my parents. I sent it to them. All the while, my dad wanted to have a New Year's dinner with all of us. All the while, and that's what I sent. And after that, the intervention that my parents, and I'm so glad that they did, they took me to go and get this problem fixed, like immediately. And it was the best thing that's ever happened. It was an eye-opener to see like what taking it too far does to people that don't stop taking it too far. You know, what happens when you keep going down the rabbit hole and keep abusing and using, and man, the stuff I was seeing, I was like, it wasn't that like, it wasn't that I felt sorry, because we would make the mistake, we would make the choices that we make. But what was the sad thing about it is that these people still had dreams and had dreams before, but now they had brought their body to the point that they literally couldn't like function.
Yeah.
They just couldn't function. They couldn't do the most basic of tasks. You know, like speak. Some of them couldn't speak, and he wasn't. There was one that did like meth, and one that did coke, and you know that kind of stuff. That did stop to whatever they were doing. But then there was one that was only drinking, but he was the one that couldn't speak. He absolutely couldn't like. Yeah. It was nuts, like it was, and it scares me to this day. I see his face, like if I think of him, I can see him immediately. Yeah. He looked like my old boss. Not my old boss when I used to do the roofing. So, but like kind of, not really, but kind of. And I was like, wow. So after that, just stepped away from that because look what we can both achieve. When we're not, you know, teleporting everywhere in some hallucinogenic reality, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is and self-control is
it's a big thing.
Self-regulation is a beast that everyone struggles to defeat. In anything, it's not only alcohol and drugs. Like in anything,
it could be food. It could be food. Like going out. It could be
not going out. Like
it could be not going out. It could be gaming. Yeah. Only. It could be gaming, listening to music. It could be only working. Even working.
Oh yeah.
You know, like this kind of stuff.
We know people that want they work over 100 hours per week. Like
it's just crazy. You know, it's obviously, you know, sometimes you got to do it, but it's not healthy.
Yeah.
Like I know this for a fact.
Yeah.
It's not.
Like this is the thing. If you don't have a target or
you can't work aimlessly. It's very dangerous to work aimlessly towards. You don't even know what you're working towards. You're in the loop. You're just in the loop. You're just if you have a goal, okay, you know, not healthy, but okay. At least you have a goal. If you're just doing it and you're just in the loop and you've got to you don't even know why you're doing it anymore. Yeah. That's when that, in my opinion, that's hell.
Yeah, like it's hell. But yeah, talking about my uncle, like for a while, I am still sad about it because it's.
I know that, but the loss of a loved one never leaves you.
Yeah, never leaves you. I miss him a lot. There's many things I would have loved to talk to him about, especially now that I'm a bit more conscious about myself and because when you grow up, you're not really self-conscious, yeah. But I don't know. I would have loved at least to pass another Christmas with him. But he was one of those people that will never get sick. That's the thing. He never got sick until last year, and then he just decided not to. That's what happens. He lived like he died. He died like he lived, minding his own business. Fair enough. Happy for him. He had a very successful life. But especially the first 2 months, I struggled a lot with wanting to live in a way. Not I want to kill myself. I haven't had suicidal thought for a very long time. Thanks to another friend of mine that kind of slapped me.
Who's that?
Got me. My best friend Adrian.
Adrian. Shout out to you, Adrian. Thank you very much. Adrian.
Yeah.
Oh, Adrian. Adrian.
It's Spanish.
Adrian. Thank you, Adrian. I tried to say it in the.
Yeah, practically when they picked me up, we're going camping. We're going camping. That's it. Yeah, cried my heart out. He got me bad things. But yeah, it was not it was more a thing I didn't want to get out of doing things. I couldn't even enjoy things that I loved to enjoy, like music or anything. I will try to distract myself, turn a game on, play a video game. That's it. Because it's a way to cope in a way. You distract yourself, you live with something that kind of suits you, and that's how it is.
I did the same thing when obviously that's what my experience in uni was utterly atrocious. It was utterly terrible, and the way I coped with it was, my mum saw this and she kind of left. I really respect her for this, and she kind of like left me alone. My dad as well. Like they kind of just kind of let me alone, leave me alone to kind of come back. Like,
play your way.
And what I used to play is Borderlands, and I used to play it so
I never
religiously.
finished it.
Oh, Borderlands.
I have.
You must play it. You must.
I have it on Switch. I never.
Free.
I got 1, 2, and the
two's
pre-sequel.
good. Pre-sequel is the best thing I've ever touched in my life. Pre-sequel is the best thing I've ever touched in my life.
That's your favorite game, I guess.
Pierre, go away, man, because you and Kieran always making fun of me for that. Pre-sequel is the best thing I ever touched in my life. I used to play that. So even my dad, he knows. Borderlands pre-sequel. I used to play this so much that he was worried. I used to, no, I love the Borderlands pre-sequel. But I'd play. It was free. I'd play free. Put my headphones on. Put the Spotify on the PlayStation. Music with the, and it completely changed like kind of everything that was going, and it was like, for me it was absolutely beautiful. So it's just another side note I just want to say is that the fact that we did this episode is so very unique because I haven't asked you a single thing. Like I haven't really given you a single. No, usually in these episodes. No, I'm serious. Like usually in these episodes I do like there will at least be like one question.
Yeah.
You know, like, but this has been a journey, and this has been a journey in which it's not only talking about like all perfect, positive, happy. Look at me, what I'm doing. This has been a journey that has been both the good and the bad of life, but it comes together to make life.
Yeah.
You know, and I wouldn't change this for the world, and this is absolutely the best. I just want to give you acknowledgement of that.
Yeah.
And acknowledgement to everyone still tuning in. That this is absolutely like, I like that this is the way Volume 2 has started. It's a different kind of I like this. I like this is how this has gone.
No, it's
brilliant.
It's very fun. I like doing like. For as much as I try to avoid the public eye, like I'm a bass player. Like most of my role is to try to stand in the back. Kind of in the most recent years, I started actually kind of stepping out. Like I started doing backing vocals, for which I'm still not super comfortable with it. But if I need to, I will do it. Like in the new job that I am getting, I'm gonna be teaching like singing as well. So I have to teach these kids how to be confident in it. So
you have to be show confidence to teach confidence. Yeah, of course.
And it's fine. Like it's something that I'm kind of tricked myself into do. And like it's I find myself having more fun in talking with these things. I didn't shy away. It's like the fear is always the first step.
Yes.
In a way, like then it's just a walk. Like this is the thing, like with everything, like it's the first step, the most difficult one.
Exactly. With everything. Everything. I know there's one project I'm doing right now, and this first. Well, not the gym. Well, yeah, but
fuck that shit.
But no. Gym. I have my reservations about the gym, but the first step, like you just said, this first step is so. It keeps me up in the night.
Yeah.
Right. But you're right. As soon as this first step is done, I am going to it's not even like there's no breaks. Like there is no breaks because I hate this first step. I hate it. You know what I mean? I just and I know you probably hated the first step of like being reserved. Like and getting out there, that first like, oh, this is the first fucking.
I remember like the first gig we did with me backing vocalist, which was like you seen me at work, so I started using that kind of craftsman, like showmanship.
The craftsman,
on the stage. Of course, it's a bit awkward, and then you grow into it, but it's a bullshitting. Like it was in one of those pubs. They will have our band regularly. They will pay us like I don't know, 400 quid or something, 100 quid each. But we will do good. Like the summer, we did almost every day. So
fantastic. That's great. Yeah, that's good.
For a couple of hours. So sometimes you will have a very active crowd, sometimes you will not, and I will just bullshitting my whole way. Like, and then I was singing. The hardest song I had to sing while playing the bass was "Begging," because I had to do the whole rapping part as well.
Begging. Who's this by?
Begging, by the Outcast version. Begging, ooh.
Oh, yeah. That's what he said.
Begging.
What did you? He said, "Baby."
Baby, no.
Begging. Fair enough. That's
Justin
me.
Bieber.
That's on me. That's on me.
No, and like in the whole rap, like what was it? Would you get me, let me go? Don't remember the whole lyrics, but like the whole rap part while I was playing the bass is still the hardest thing I've ever done. And like a friend of mine came up to me after the game, like, how the fuck did you change your accent while rapping? Apparently I went for a very American accent while rapping. I don't know how. Like I wouldn't
It's
even.
mimicking, yeah.
I don't know how I would try. I didn't even try. And, it was like as soon as I started, like I wasn't thinking of it while doing it, because the moment you start doubting yourself while you're doing it, especially with things you're not super comfortable with, that's where you start making like
Big
gifts.
errors. Yeah.
Gifts. Like, on the stage is gifts. Like, I mean, like mistakes and things. Like we all do mistakes everywhere, like continuously. Like I had, like when I did the first 2 lessons that I had to do with the kids. One of the kids was like, I'm afraid of getting this wrong. And I told him, like, you want to know something? We all do. We all do get it wrong.
You want to learn something new?
This is the thing, like, it's not about learning not to make mistakes. It's about like we all make mistakes. What do you learn from it? Or like, are you gonna focus on the mistakes or go further? Like the director of the orchestra where I played first when I was a kid, like he had a very strict rule. Whenever we were playing, like after we did all our sections, like when we were starting to do the general, like just that song, the full song, it's like if you get one part wrong, do not stop. You start at the next bar, and if you cannot start at the next bar, you start at the bar after. If you do a mistake, you don't stop at the mistake, you keep going. Mistakes happen, and will always happen. Like, do not focus on the mistake. Focus on what good you can do after it, and what good you did before. Because, especially music, funnily enough, people remember the beginning and the end. Very few people remember what the fuck you did in the middle.
Unless it's you go to every single musical.
That's me being... That percussionist didn't get right.
Who's on drums?
Who's on drums?
I can't edit. It's supposed to be him.
He's not a 4/4, he's a 7/4. But yeah, like I don't know. He's I wouldn't say uncomfortable in getting out of my comfort zone, but I'm for sure more daring in it, in a way. Like now I'm doing a job in which I have to play 4 different instruments. I learned how to play them vaguely. Like I know how to do shapes of chords on the piano. I vaguely know how to hold the rhythm on drums, and I know some chords on guitar, but I'm not confident into playing them. Like if someone comes to me like, "Oh, can you play this show with the guitar?" I'm like, "Fuck that shit." No, I'm not.
But it will come with it will come with time. I'm just looking at the capabilities. No, it's the capabilities of my camera, which are letting the side down.
Is that it?
Guys, we have got a sum total of 10 minutes.
Left or total?
This thing's counting down actually, so it's literally 10 minutes of this running. I think of my memory. Some things I need to cut. We're going to and the phone's going. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Like we said, we start at the next bar. You know, we don't force a mistake.
We start at the next bar. Yeah.
What a brilliant start to Genesis Volume 2, and a huge thanks to you, Francesco.
Man, thank you.
No, thank you for this interview. That's what I love about it. It's nothing like what I expected at all. There was no blueprint. There was nothing and I love the journey that you took us through. I love the
very varied. Like,
no, it's good. You know, just the courage for you to come here and, you know, speak your mind, speak the wisdom, speak what you've seen, give us some information. Man.
I mean, thank you. Thank you, Pierce. Like, you're doing something very honorable, honestly. Like, and it's something very hard to do. Like, you're putting your face on this. Like, this is me one snippet of 10 minutes, and then you're gonna cut it. So I don't know how long it's gonna be. Your face is in this forever like, in every single episode. Don't get me wrong, if you call me back, I will come back whenever you want. always happy to come and bullshit my way through a full interview.
Let's do it together.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I want, like, but still, like, thank you for coming up with something that is so important as much as like exposing the light on the small realities of
everybody, of anyone that I can find. You know what I mean? So it's absolutely So, and if anyone, I'm gonna start this on volume 2. If any of you would like to be a part of this this little shindig that I'm joking, not shindig, but this little interview series that we do, no, please, drop a message. I'm always open for ideas. Any of you that do know me, let me know if it's within reason. It's happening.
Send me a cookie. Right? I accept cookies.
He accepts chocolate chip or just like anything. So the
no raisins.
No. So the dough must be chocolate and then white milk chocolate in them. And exactly. Then you've got this guy playing in your house.
Yeah, I'll come and play.
That's it.
We're not really specifying what I'm playing. Like.
No. It's his choice, but he comes and he plays.
Yeah, not an instrument. Like I can play anything. Hide and seek in your house. Where am I right now?
Look behind it. No. He'll do escape room in your house.
I'll do escape room with you in your house.
I'll lock you in.
Anyway,
guys, thank you so much. Right,
thank you.
Good night.
What do I do with this?
Yeah, eat it. We're not gonna edit out.
Not gonna edit out.